Eaters of the Dead is a 1976 novel by Michael Crichton, and it is the second book, actually, that I've read by Crichton. The first one was many, many years ago, of course, and this is very different from that sort of techno-thriller. This is written as a manuscript, or like it's supposed to be a manuscript of a medieval text. The narrator is Ibn Fadlan from Baghdad as he travels to the north, along with some Vikings of the Rus. Ibn Fadlan was a real person. He wrote The Land of Darkness, which is about his encounters among the Rus. I've read that before, actually, and this is pretty much that in a mashup with Beowulf. Id est awesome. The story starts like a well-detailed travel journal, no embellishing, just stating the facts through the eyes of Ibn Fadlan. It starts with the provenance of the manuscript. Crichton follows a tradition of acting like it's a real translation. Of course, it's all fiction mixed with real medieval sources. The plot really revolves around 12 warriors investigating mysterious deaths, and they are joined by the 13th warrior, Ibn Fadlan. The spitting and blowing snot to a bowl that was shared is gross and comes from the historical Ibn Fadlan's account. That's really the only place this so-called ceremony is mentioned, is in Ibn Fadlan's work. His account also includes a ship burial, which is very much not similar to present European society. It's macabre and sexual, among other things. The Eaters of the Dead are the monsters the warriors slay, and the focus of the story, though. The book itself is really short. The mix of fiction and history feels very pertinent, as many old histories tend to become more of a literature over time. Take something like Geoffrey Monmouth's History of the Kings of Britain, which is written as a history, but it's considered way more like literature today. This is really not much of a history either, though. It's more like an ethnography, like a Roman one, like in the vein of Tacitus or something. The later, that is more of anthropology rather than history. But it is really well done, actually. I do think the style of Beowulf is more engaging, really, but also would not follow a normal plot structure, so I can understand going with Ibn Fadlan's narration. It is also at the time of Ibn Fadlan's narrative, rather than Beowulf's, which would be centuries earlier. You also get some different characterizations of people, which I did expect. Overall, it is fun. I would suggest, personally, while it is fun, I would suggest actually that Ibn Fadlan's record in itself is more interesting, and that Beowulf is more fun and better. And so just to read both of those, but maybe if you like this, you could go and do that. Anyways, I did enjoy it, and like I said, it had been at least a decade since I've read anything by Crichton, and maybe I'll read more by him. I am interested in a few things by him, like Timeline in particular. So anyways, there is a movie, actually. I didn't put this in my notes, but there is a movie based off this book called Eaters of the Dead, called The 13th Warrior. And I didn't actually finish it. I started watching it like right after I read this book, and I got a little over halfway through, and I was like, you know what? I just really don't care, I guess, for this. So maybe I'll finish it someday, and I'll go back and rewatch it. Just the aesthetic of it really just didn't jive. It really didn't come off as historically medieval looking, really, and then it just, I don't know, the style of it too from the time period the movie came out is just something I guess I didn't really care for the effects either. Anyways, Liam from Liam's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.